It is because of Physis that education and psychotherapy are possible. And it is because of homeostasis that education and psychotherapy are necessary.
Did you have a question, or you want me to just comment on that?
Now, just comment on that.
Okay. A physis or actually it's pronounced feces in Greek.
Uh-huh.
It means that thrust to grow, to to rise to the best that we can be, to be all that we can be, to have that sense of healing and change. Uh, it it is what I think gives us life and hope and enthusiasm. Um, its counterpart is homeostasis. Homeostasis is to stay the same, not to change. It provides a sense of comfort and continuity. And we are always in that process of struggling between the sense of being all that we can be, fulfilling our aspirations, and being pulled back to what's familiar. Um,
How would that look like in a psychotherapy session when a therapist and client are
well, there's a
engaged?
wonderful concept from Gestalt therapy called the Paradoxical Theory of Change.
Mm,
And it basically says that the more the therapist pushes for change,
yeah.
the more the client will unconsciously
Resist.
resist and to stay the same. I don't like the word resistance, but it's more like they're trying to maintain an equilibrium that they know, much like the cigarette smoker who has to wake up in the morning and have a cigarette first thing in the morning to
Mm,
create a nicotine stabilization in their body. You know, we tend to go back to what we know. It provides us with identity. It
mm.
provides us with continuity and predictability, and it provides us with stability or equilibrium to stay with what is familiar. And yet, at the same time, um, there's a thrust to grow, to expand our personal horizons. Physis is the source of internal thrust to challenge acquiescence, to explore different ways of doing and being, to have aspirations and to develop our full potential. So we're constantly pulled back and forth. Now, the challenge of the psychotherapist is, can we sit with the client as they struggle with those two opposing forces? Or do we get on the side of change and push them to change?
Yeah.
But if we do that, we run into that paradoxical theory of change that they are going to unconsciously stay the way they used to be.
Mhm.
So, what we need to do is be there and support who they are at the moment, and how did they arrive at being who they were.
Mhm.
Provide options without a demand.
So it's useful that the therapists have both in mind. One, acknowledgement of homeostasis and their equilibrium, that they want to stay the same and their identity, and at the same time acknowledge the life force, the physis.
I think that's what Carl Rogers focused on with his idea of uh, positive regard, unconditional positive regard, of recognizing the person is where they are because of the choices and decisions and conclusions they made in their life. and not pushing them to change, but opening the door for change.
Okay. So the paradoxical theory of change is the more the therapist stays and can have empathy with the homeostasis, the more the client will have the possibility to grow, right?
Empathy at an emotional level, but also a real appreciation for the unique way in which the client organizes their experience.
Mm. The respect for the identity.
Yeah, yeah.